started here, I guess the first step is to get your cat off of the nice warm engine. So, all right, get out of here. Come on. So the first thing we're gonna do is actually start by removing the this little screw here. We're not really removing it. We're actually just gonna loosen this up, and this will pull the tubing off of the actual air filter box. And you can also take this clip off as well. So wiggle that off. Press on the little button here. Alright, once that's broken loose, we'll go ahead and get all these screws taken out. There's a couple on the sides here, a couple on the side here, back here as well. I think there's 3 along the bottom there. So you just want to find all those screws and take them out. They do use a Torx bit or a star bit, and luckily it's the same exact bit that you use for a lot of those deck screws that I get from Home Depot. I love those screws, and so I have 1,000 of these laying around. So we're just going to use some extensions and a little screw gun here. Now, of course, you can use a screwdriver or some type of attachment, whatever you want to use, but this makes it a lot quicker. I also have some other attachments I'll be using because it's kind of hard to get into some of these areas along the back here to try to get these screws out. Once we've got all our screws out, this will kind of lift right out of here, out of the way. Okay, so the old filter just is sitting right in here. Obviously, it's seen its day. It's extremely dirty. I've only blown it out quite a few times. So about air filters, when to replace them. Don't always listen to the oil change guys. You know, they're gonna tell you need to replace this thing every time you come in to get an oil change. The air filter can be blown out several times, but you don't want to let this thing go for years and years without replacing it. So you can see this one's probably gone a lot longer than it should have. I'm meaning to replace this one for the last year just about, but you can take an air compressor and blow this out and clean them out quite a few times before the cotton in here starts to break down, and so you can save yourself some money that way. New air filters right here, it only goes in one way, and it just sits right down on that rubber seal. That's part of the air filter. Now I get all my parts on Amazon. This air filter, I don't remember the price on it, but I'll put a link in the description to this. It wasn't much at all, and so you can order this and pop this in about 10 or 15 minutes, and it's taken care of for you. So definitely recommend doing that. Now, keeping your air filter clean and keeping a new one in here does help with fuel efficiency, and it's going to make the vehicle last longer because we don't want the engine to be sucking through a dirty filter. Makes things run not quite as well. So that's all there is to it. We're just going to put this cover back on and hook things back up. If you're going to be using a screw gun like this to tighten these types of bolts up, or these types of screws up, especially if you're in, working with plastic here, we don't want to strip these out. So it's a good idea if you're not familiar with it. Generally, your screw guns like this or drills, they have a clutch here, and this is set at the drill setting, which means it's going to be locked. But you can take this and set it at any setting. For something like this, probably something in the 8 range or something like that is fine. That'll only allow this to tighten down so much before it lets loose, so it won't strip them out. This worm gear or hose clamp here does have a notch in it, and that notch fits with this little notch here, so obviously want to make sure that's seated back on all the way, and then just go ahead and hand tighten that up. Hook up our clip. Job complete.